Dear students, today we are going to discuss semiconductors, N-type and P-type semiconductors. In case of conductivity, solids can be classified into three: conductors, insulators and semiconductors. So on movement of flow of electrons or the passage of electricity, we can classify as conductors, insulators and semiconductors. So what is mean by a conductor? That will conduct electricity freely. That means the electrons can move from one place to other freely. So the conductivity will be in the order of 10 raised to 4 to 10 raised to 10, ohm raised to -1, meter raised to -1. So the example for the conductors are metals and graphite. In the case of insulators we know they will not allow the flow of electrons. That means they will not conduct electricity. And the conductivity is of the order of 10 raised to -20 to 10 raised to -10, ohm raised to -1, meter raised to -1. And the examples are plastic, wood, paper, etc. Then semiconductors, which have conductivity between conductors and insulators. Example for semiconductors are silicon, germanium, etc. Semiconductors are classified into two: intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor. Now we will move in detail about intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors. So semiconductor, I have already told you, these have conductivity between the conductor and the insulator. So they will not be having much energy gap between the valence band and the conduction band. So these are the crystalline substances. Some crystalline substances which are insulators at 0 Kelvin. But when increase the temperature, they will conduct electricity. So that types of conductors are known as intrinsic semiconductors. So at 0 Kelvin there will be insulators, but when we are just increasing the temperature, they will conduct electricity. So that types of conductors are known as intrinsic semiconductors. So silicon and germanium are intrinsic semiconductors, means the pure materials have semiconducting properties because we are not introducing any impurity. So pure silicon and germanium can conduct electricity when we are increasing the temperature. So in them, the valence band is completely filled at 0 Kelvin and the conduction band is empty. We know silicon and germanium are group 14 elements. So the valence shell electrons are 3s2, 3p2 and one empty 3d also there. So that 3s and 3p will form the completely filled valence band and the 3d is the conduction band. So the conduction band is completely empty and the valence band is completely filled at 0 Kelvin. The valence band will not overlap with the conduction band, but the energy gap between the two is small. The energy gap between the valence band and the conduction band will be only 0.5 to 3 electron volt. So when you are increasing the temperature, that temperature is sufficient to cause thermal excitation of electrons from the filled valence band to empty conduction band. The conduction band has free electrons and the valence band has now holes because the electrons move from the valence band to the conduction band. So this type of conductors are known as intrinsic semiconductors. So intrinsic semiconductors, we are using pure germanium and silicon crystal. So just we are introducing temperature, increasing the temperature. So when we are increasing the temperature, some of the electrons can move from the valence band to the conduction band. So some holes will be created in the valence band. So because of this movement of electrons, electricity will be produced. So only by increasing the temperature we can make intrinsic semiconductors. The conduction band has free electrons now and the valence band has now holes. Holes means empty space because electrons move from valence band to conduction band. So there is no electron. Some electrons are missing, that will create holes. So because of that movement of electrons and holes, electricity can be generated. So you see here, this is silicon, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p2. Total 14 electrons are there. In this valence electron means these are the last shell electrons are the valence electrons. So total 4 valence electrons are there and 3d is empty. So this this will form the valence band and this will be the conduction band. So here valence band electrons are there, conduction band is empty, and this is the energy gap. So this energy gap is known as forbidden gap. This gap is less than 3 electron volt in the case of semiconductors. So when you are just increasing the temperature, the electrons can move from this valence band to conduction band because the energy gap is small. So on application of external electric field, electrons can move from the valence band to the conduction band. The electrons can also move from the occupied levels of valence band into the holes created in it by the prior thermal excitation. So electrons either can move from this valence band to conduction band, or the electrons can move from the occupied valence band to holes. These holes are created by the thermal excitation of electrons. So like that also electricity can be generated. This type of conduction is known as intrinsic conduction. With an increase in temperature, the number of electrons promoted across the band gap into the conduction band increases, and hence intrinsic conduction also increases. So when you are increasing the temperature, intrinsic conduction also increases. Now let us move to extrinsic semiconductors. The conductivity of intrinsic semiconductors can be increased by adding small quantity of suitable impurity. So by adding this suitable impurity, the process is known as doping. This type of conduction is known as extrinsic conduction because we are using foreign impurities. That is why extrinsic conduction. Because on intrinsic conduction, the conductivity will be very less because the temperature, when you are applying the temperature, only some of the electrons are moving from the conduction band to, valence band to conduction band. So the electricity or conductivity will be very less. But when you are doping with some foreign impurities, the conduction will be 10,000 times than the intrinsic conduction. Silicon and germanium in the pure state have very low electrical conductivity. However, on adding even traces of an element belonging to group 13 or 15, the electrical conductivity is greatly enhanced. So, when you are adding any external impurity, the conductivity will be enhanced. So, this type of conductors are known as extrinsic semiconductors. Extrinsic semiconductors can be divided into two. One is P-type semiconductor and the other one is N-type semiconductor. These two are extrinsic semiconductor because they will conduct electricity by the addition of suitable impurity. So that process is known as doping. So pure silicon or germanium, when doped with suitable impurities, the electricity or conductance will be enhanced. So two types of extrinsic semiconductors are P-type semiconductors and N-type semiconductors. Now we will go in detail about P-type and N-type semiconductors. Now we will go in detail about N-type semiconductors. N-type semiconductor, I have already told you, silicon, germanium are semiconductors. So we are adding some impurities like silicon and germanium belong to group 14 and it has 4 valence electrons. So if we are adding impurities from group 13 or group 15, that impurities addition is known as doping. So when you are adding group 13, it is known as P-type semiconductor, and if we are adding the impurity from group 15, it is known as N-type semiconductor. You see here, if an electron-rich impurity is added to the host material is our silicon or germanium. It has 4 valence electrons because it belongs to group 14. The resulting semiconductor is called an N-type semiconductor. So in the silicon or germanium crystal, if you are doping that with the impurities belong to electron-rich compounds, that type of conductors are known as N-type semiconductors. For example, if group 15 elements belong to arsenic, phosphorus, like that group. So here 5 valence electrons are there. So if we are adding arsenic or phosphorus, group 15 elements to this silicon or germanium crystal, what will happen? One of the silicon atom will be replaced with the phosphorus or arsenic. So here we know silicon is having 4 electrons in the valence shell. and phosphorus is having 5 electrons in the valence shell. So when you are replacing the silicon with phosphorus, phosphorus is having, you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th electron. But silicon is having only 4 electrons. So each phosphorus atom needs only 4 of its valence electrons to form covalent bond with the surrounding silicon atom. So for the tetrahedral arrangement, phosphorus needs only 4 electrons. So 1 electron is free. So this electron will get delocalized in this crystal lattice. So this movement of electrons will generate electricity, because electricity means movement of electrons. So here each phosphorus atom will give 1 extra electron. That electron is free and that will delocalize throughout this crystal. These electrons just lie below the conduction band. So valence band is completely filled and the conduction band is empty. So these electrons after doping will lie just below the conduction band of silicon. A rise in temperature can cause some of the electrons from the newly introduced dopant energy levels, means newly introduced level, that means just below the conduction bands, the electrons will be excited to the conduction band of silicon. This delocalized electrons enhances the conductivity when an external field is applied. So when you are applying an external field, these electrons can just move from this below dopant level to this conduction band, because the energy gap is very small. This type of conduction is known as N-type conduction. N denotes negative charge of carriers, because here electrons are the charge carriers. That is why it is known as N-type semiconductors. So here the charge carriers are electrons. So after doping with group 15 elements, group 15 have valence shell 5 electrons are there. So 1 extra electron will be there. That electron can move throughout the crystal, and when you are applying some electric field, the electrons move from this valence band, means that new band will be just below the conduction band. So the electrons can move easily from that newly dopant band to this conduction band, and that will generate electricity. So because of electrons generate electricity, this type of conductors are known as N-type semiconductors. Next type of semiconductors are P-type semiconductors. If an electron deficient impurity is added to the host material like silicon or germanium. So here silicon or germanium is group 14 elements. So electron deficient means group 13 elements we are introduced as the impurity. So group 13 means only 3 valence electrons will be there, like boron, aluminium, gallium or indium. When you are adding these compounds to the silicon or germanium crystal, what will happen? One here germanium crystal is there. When you are adding boron impurity, one of the germanium atom will be replaced with the boron. So boron has in the valence shell only 3 electrons are there. So germanium having 4 electrons. So here one hole will be there, because here the bond cannot be formed because it is deficient with 1 electron. So deficient with 1 electron means that will create a hole. So for example, if group 13 elements like boron, aluminium, gallium or indium is added to silicon or germanium crystal, each group 13 element occupy a lattice site of silicon. The group 13 elements does not have sufficient valence electrons to bond with the surrounding 4 germanium or silicon atom. Here this atom, this indium or gallium will be having only 3 electrons. So it cannot complete this tetrahedral arrangement with the germanium or silicon crystal. Hence, some of the sites normally occupied by the electrons will be left empty. This will create a hole or electron vacancy. So here this will create a hole because 1 electron is missing to form a bond with this germanium. So that hole is known as electron vacancy or positive holes. When an electric field is applied, adjacent electrons move into this positive hole and other positive holes are formed. So when you are applying electric field, some of these bonds, these electrons or these electrons will move towards this hole, and here another hole will be created. Like that, these holes are moving. So when this electron is moved to this hole, one hole will be created. When this electron moved to this hole, one hole will be created here. So here movement is the hole. Hole or positive holes are moving throughout the crystal. Thus the current is carried throughout the crystal by the migration of positive hole. This type of conduction is known as p-type semiconduction. So dear students, today we have discussed semiconductors, p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe for more videos.